Hello everybody, I'm Steve and welcome to Green Side Up. Thought I'd give you a little tour today so you can see where we're up to on the plot. Okay, so straight into the gate and we're up to the first bed, which is 3/4 full with multi-sown module grown leeks. And there'll be some cutting celery going in at the bottom end there, along with some celeriac. These are my wallflowers. These seem to be growing onto a reasonable height in this sunshine. These will be the last bed that is dug out. I'll let these go on for as long as I can. Got multi-sown onions here, elephant garlic in the middle, and more multi-sown onions. Little space on the end over there for zabrun shallots, and big mix of multi-sown beetroot in this bed, whole bed full of it. These are singular planted onions down here. I think the first lot, this nearest to the camera, a red Brunswick, an American variety, and Bedfordshire Champion the other end. In the next bed, elephant garlic, and then these two frames with veggie mesh over. I've got carrots sown in them, and this one nearest to us I think is Burlicum 2, and the other one I think is Autumn King 2. Couldn't swear to that, I'll have to check back. Got garlic in the next one, then a few leeks, and then multi-sown onions and shallots in this one. And again, more wallflowers in this one. This one will be ripped out this weekend and composted. So, moving along. These two new no-dig raised beds in here with my potato pots in them, all mulched. And you can just see potatoes are just starting to come through. These weren't chitted, don't need to, waste of time, waste of space. And then because we're in this season of renewal, spring, everything is being planted, messed around, potted on. Got lots of salad stuffs in here, salad trays and flowers. Some of this stuff needs potting on, some has been potted on, some needs binning. All these are brassicas here, I just potted them on yesterday. Whole heap of stuff in here. The fish box in the back there has got leeks in. That's the leeks that I will be trenching in. Yeah, so a whole mix of stuff. And it's a mess in here because I'm in the middle of planting and mucking about while this weather's good. Even got peas and drain pipes up there, they're ready to go out and wheel this next week. So plenty to go at. Moving out of here, this is a spare bed, and I think what I'm going to be planting in this one is Brussels sprouts this year, and maybe some broccoli. So it'll take me 2 minutes to tidy this bed off. A pot and tray pile, and here's my honesty patch, which I'm hoping will just go to seed soon, and Sweet Williams. Don't know if I'm going to get any flowers off these this year. I think I might, but I don't think it'll be as good as it'll be next year. Moving on, we'll go all the way over to this back bed. This bed here is now ready, dug over, levelled and raked off, ready for Polytunnel to go in. So this should be happening next week. Should. I think I've been saying that for about 3 weeks now. But it's all levelled off, ready to rock and roll. So yeah, really looking forward to getting that in. This bed here will mostly be flowers, as will that other half bed over there that's empty. But there will be a few veg amongst it. Because spring has come late this year, Normally what I do in the polytunnel is sow seeds for a lot of the flowers that I grow, and I've not been able to do that this year with the cold spring we've had, and the temperatures have only just warmed up now, and I can't be in two places at the same time, unfortunately. So while I've been getting things planted out, I haven't been sowing seeds. So we're going to be a little bit short on flowers this year, but we will have plenty. We will have a lot of flowers, but nowhere near the choice and variety that I would normally like to have. But we'll go in to the large tunnel. This is radish in here. This has gone absolutely bonkers. State of it. And over in the corner are my carrot tubs. They're racing away. That back one over there still needs thinning out. But these were the 4 tubs that I sowed. The first 3 tubs had normal multi-purpose compost in, so the chances are that that's got peat in. And the one at the end was peat free. All filled and watered at the same time and sown at the same time, and you can see the difference. You can see what's happening in the peat free, whereas they've just come up, and the normal multi-purpose, possibly with peat in, romping away. So that's food for thought in that itself. So coming along, I've got some snapdragons up here on the hanging shelf. The hanging shelf just keeps rodents away from your seeds and seedlings. Some strawberries to plant out. That's gaura, that's another cut flower. Scabious. Then a bit of a tray, mixed tray of marigolds and tagetes. Tagetes are a small marigold, and they get planted around my tomatoes in this tunnel here and help to deter whitefly. There's some parsley there. These are some more plants that I need to pot on. Some more tagetes and some pinks and a few other little bits and bobs. And then some nasturtiums here. Over here I've got very yellow sweet peas, and then there's some beans. They'll get planted out the back. Chrysanthemums, delphiniums, ishikura, spring onions. There's some more dahlias in pots. The last of my crimson crush that I haven't had anywhere to plant, I've just put them in bigger pots today, potted them on again. Same as I have with these dahlias, these were potted on today. And in the hot box, I've got dahlias and tomatoes planted. Dahlias in pots, tomatoes in the ground. They're doing okay. And the same in this next one. Tomatoes and dahlias. But all this is set to change over the next 2 or 3 days. You get used to, get changed over to sort of summer running. Now, walk out the front of the plot. This is where I've been potting on this morning. And that's pretty much all I've done this morning, is pot plants on. And in this top bed here, I planted out the other day some Brussels sprouts. Now it's a kind of a ridiculous thing, and I think all gardeners do it. We all know the distances that we should be putting plants at, and we all know it's a couple of foot for Brussels sprouts. But over the years, you get to the end of a row and there's a big space left, and you think, oh, I'll just squeeze those last 2 plants in there. And they grow and you get a reasonable crop. And very quickly, over a number of years, those distances depreciate. And to the point for me last year where I've planted them 12 inches apart, which is just ridiculous. So I've gone back to full spacing. Well, I say full spacing almost. These are 21 inches apart because it allows me the space to for plants to grow roughly. If I put a mark in between those 2 sprout plants there, you can see that each plant's got a reasonable chunk of ground to grow in. So that's what I'm relying on there, that they've all got good. And I've got the stakes in ready to stake them in, which is another failing I've done the last few years. Just haven't staked them, forgot about them. Got a few cabbage in here. These are just summer cabbage, and it's golden acre and red acre. And you saw I sowed some seeds in here about a week ago. It was swede along here to the middle, and then turnip, and as you can see they're coming through. And then on the next bed, this is my squash bed, and there are 3 main canes in the middle where I will plant the squash plants in about a week, 10 days time. And I've put 4 canes around it because I was trying to describe this a couple of weeks ago. When that plant grows out quite easily, they can vine 30 foot. So the vines could go from here to the compost heap over there and back again. And if you've got 3 plants in there, it could very quickly become a mess. So I wind the vines around these 4 canes, backwards and forwards, and each cane along there will be the same. So the butternut squash is confined, but there'll be more tips and info coming about squash as we get into the season. And the covers are finally off this lettuce, and this is now coming on lovely. And right at the very end, sowed some radish, and they're coming up as well. A couple of days of warm sunshine and everything starts to go pretty crackers. So there we go, quick little tour. So there's lots to do and there's lots of stuff in progress as we go. Really busy down here, especially with potting things on, planting out, and then trying to sow seeds. It's that really busy time of the year, and I'll try to cover as much of it as I can, especially if I think it's going to be interesting and of value. I mean, I've shown you planting plants and how I do it. I'll try not to show you that unless I think it's relevant that you see what's going on. But anyway, that's it for this one. Please look after yourselves, take care, and I'll see you very soon over the weekend. Ta-ra now.